Oh my god, hi! You look so good right now, you know what I mean? So, today, I thought that because a couple of days ago we did something really ridiculous. If you haven't seen the video yet, I actually painted my face to look like a character from Animal Crossing. It was really fun. It didn't stain my hair, but it did stain my eyes. That eyeliner that I hate would not leave. This eyeliner was clinging, very much like I cling to the validation I receive from others. So, I thought we'd do something a lot more low-key, a lot more fun, just chill today, and I'm going to basically show you my favorite makeup products. These are my go-tos. I have one for every category of my face except for eyeshadow. I actually have a couple. Ooh, wow. I actually have a couple of eyeshadow products just because, I don't know, I couldn't decide which one, but yeah, let's maybe get into it. I swear that every time I make a video, I talk about this. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I'm so basic and I know that. And I know that so many people love this primer and I am one of them. Return to Me, that's a movie with David Duchovny. So I know that this is such a basic primer, but it's also a really good primer and it's super affordable. It's not very expensive. I would rather pay 10 to 15 Canadian for this than like 30 for any other primer. And why would I want to pay more when this does pretty much everything I need to? It smooths my skin, it gives it a bit of hydration. The amount of times that I'm just going to be like yanking at my own hair, just trying to make this style work, it's going to be a pain in the ass. It does do what it says. It does kind of minimize pores. I wouldn't say it like does it a ton, but it really does help my skin just feel smooth and ready. Keeps my foundation on for a pretty long time too. I do notice when I use other primers and not this, that my foundation tends to break down around the 6 or 7 hour mark. With this, I can have foundation on for like 12 hours if I need to on certain days, you know? And that's really, really great. One part down, wow. For foundation, my usual go-to is actually the Makeup Revolution, what is this called? You're a professional YouTuber. Fast Base Stick Foundation. So I actually have two of them because one is F3, which is too pale for me, and F5 is too dark for me. And that was kind of unintentional. After I bought this one, I was like, I'll just get another one that's like darker, but we went too dark. So together they kind of make a decent shade for me. It's not like a perfect match, but it's a decent enough match that I don't feel like I look ghostly and I'm not committing a hate crime. You know, it's like somewhere in the middle that's acceptable for me, you know? Ghost or controversy, like we're steering clear of both of those and we're in like a decent middle ground. This foundation is great. It is really thick. It's a full coverage foundation, but it's not so full coverage that I'm like erasing my past, running away, never talking to anyone again. It's more like she has secrets and they're like deep dark secrets, but they're not so dark that like you could never love her. They're dark enough though that she's real interesting, you know? I have no idea what that even means. I don't know. I don't know what I'm even trying to say about this. It's a good foundation. It's consistent. It's nice and it has got a good consistency. It's definitely thicker. It's more of like a balm than it is a liquid, obviously. It's got like, it's a stick foundation, you know? But I like it. It's a good stick foundation. So I don't even really know what else to say about this. It's just my current favorite. Don't be afraid that this concealer is so bright. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, and I believe it's a contour concealer. Now, I use this for two purposes. One, just as a brightening kind of concealer, but also, you guys have seen me do my drag looks on this channel before, and when I'm using that really light color to kind of highlight in really targeted areas, that's this. This is really concentrated and it's very brightening, and it works very well for me because I don't have to sheer it out. It's really pigmented, but I can sheer it out if I want to. It works well for every day too. Today I just kind of used it like right here on the inner corners just to kind of brighten up that area a little bit. This is the only one I have currently. I have one that's better suited to my face just for like under the eye. This would never work for under my eye. It would make me look, do you ever see those pictures of celebrities where the makeup artist has clearly used like some sort of powder or something because their eyes are like ghostly under the eye? And come up and say, oh fuck! It would look like this. but the formula is really good. Very pigmented, really creamy, blends out, lasts a really long time. You can sheer it out or you can keep it like pretty opaque. So I like this. I'm finding out very quickly that it seems like I'm a Makeup Revolution hoe, because for my setting powder, this is the Makeup Revolution Translucent Baking Powder. First of all, she's not translucent. She is lightly, she's got a light tint to her. I'm talking about her like she's a friend. If you're really dark, this is never gonna work for you. And if you're very pale and you wanna stay very pale, this does have a bit of a tint. I don't use this for baking. I guess you could, but I use this just to set like my sort of T-zone area, a little bit on the forehead, the chin, and then like either side, just a little bit around the nose. For the past like 4 or 5 months, don't really set my foundation nearly as much. I kind of leave it dewy. I just find it really like makes my skin look nice. So though I'm not like basting my face with this and getting cake face, which I assume I would, this works really well just for like targeted setting. So I use that for that. Let's talk blush. This one is a bit weird. So this is the Lipstick Queen. I believe these are the Oxymoron matte glosses, and I do not use this as intended. Also, this is filthy. I've had this for probably over a year, maybe 2 years. And this shade is Open Secret. It's just a small compact of color. If it looks kind of weird, that's because I don't put it on my lips. I literally take a brush on my foundation that isn't set and I swirl it around and put it on here. So there does end up a little bit of like residue of foundation on it. I'm not perfect. This product is really nice. It is bright. It is nice. I have this in a couple colors. I have this in a sort of like more warm blush as well, but I like this one better. It just works really nice as a cream blush. You can really sheer it down to like a nice shine and a little hint of like a tint of color, or you can really apply this really strongly. You can also apply it on the lips if you want. You can again sheer it out to be just like kind of a little hint of color on your lips. It looks very natural. Or you can just like apply it pretty strongly and your lips will look really nice. Right now, this is my current favorite like cream blush and I use it like all the time. Now listen, I like Anastasia, but I don't love Anastasia, and I used to hate bronzers, but recently I've been getting into them just as a way to like warm up my face a little bit, especially in the winter months when I'm at my palest. So this is the Glow Kit. This is the Sun Dipped Glow Kit. And she's not like my favorite. I pretty much never use this one, but this shade I really like. It is really pretty on the skin. I usually just use it to enhance any like contouring I've done. I didn't include a contour in this because I don't really use any interesting contours, and this is way more interesting to me than anything else. It's nice. It just gives my skin, again, a little bit of a reflectiveness, a bit of dimension, and the formula is nice. It blends well. It looks good. That's all I can really say about it. Oh, and these highlighters are okay. They're not my favorite, to be honest. I do use this. I pretty much have this palette and use only this shade, but c'est la vie. Okay, this is probably the most boring highlighter. It's not blinding, but it's my current favorite, like, go-to everyday highlighter. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. It's got like a very like rose goldy color almost. What I like about this is even if you apply this with a very dense brush, you're not going to end up with like a really blinding highlight. And for me, when I'm kind of like doing quick makeup, this is perfect because it gives my skin a nice warm glow and it gives my skin almost a nice dewy sort of like healthy glow, but it doesn't look like my face is like wet or sweaty, because like some highlights can just do that, you know? And it's also, I mean, this isn't one that I would choose to use when I want to go really intense, but it is the one I tend to go for when I just want to look nice and add something of a highlight. So this has very quickly become a staple for me. I think I've had this for close to 2 years, and I'm nowhere near, why do I keep doing this? And I'm like nowhere near close to hitting pan. After 2 years, I mean, she's kept me going strong. And when I run out of this one, I will 100% repurchase it because it's my favorite highlighter. I have a lot of highlighters I like, but this one just, she does it for me. I'm just gonna get the most boring part of makeup out of the way. Mascara. Now, I feel that I am very unguru-like in that I literally don't care about mascara at all. Like, I put it on, but much like people's opinions about the Red Hot Chili Peppers, does anyone like really care about mascara, you know? So this is my current favorite. It's Maybelline Great Lash. It's very unoriginal. First of all, super classic, very affordable. This is very accessible. If you have a drugstore and you've never tried this, it's really affordable, very easy to get your hands on, I think, in most parts of the world, I would assume. It's a staple, it's classic, and even though I've tried formulas that I like maybe a little bit better, there's one MAC mascara that I did really like, and definitely like They're Real, like the Benefit. Someone came into my head and snatched the word mascara and ran with it. I've tried the Benefit They're Real mascara. I've tried like the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I've tried a couple of other random MAC ones. I think I tried like a Marc Jacob ones. I've tried a bunch of different mascara, and my opinion across the board has always been like, most of them are good because they make my eyelashes black. I don't have very long eyelashes, and I certainly don't have eyelashes that are super curly. And it doesn't matter if I curl them, they're not going to remain that way. And if I want something to be really booming, I'm gonna put on an eyelash. And that's just how it is. So for me, I don't need crazy, fancy mascara. And this product, which is literally like, I don't remember how much this is, but it can't be more than like $13, does it for me. And like, why would I pay $50 for a mascara when I can pay like $15 or less for this? And this is cute, it works. It has a nice formula, it goes on well, it lasts most of the day. I don't think it's waterproof. I don't know if it's waterproof, but it's nice and it works and it lasts. And that's what matters. Now, I did not use this for my eyebrows today. Everything else I'm talking about I used on my face today, but for eyebrows, this is what teensy little thing. This is what remains of my Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil brow, and it comes with that like little spoolie. I love this product. This was a staple for me. I don't know if anyone knows this. If you've watched my channel since like the beginning or for a while and you've seen me without makeup, you'll know that I have very little brow to work with. My brows are very like, either they're very pale or they're very like brown. The hairs are kind of inconsistent, and out here they tend to be very blonde, and in here they tend to be very dark, but there's patchy areas and like inconsistencies. So I have many times just literally shaved my brow off because it doesn't really seem to matter for me. Whether I have literally no eyebrow on or I have a full brow, it's very patchy and all over the place, and you probably would never know the difference. So whether or not I have a little bit of brow or I have like, thank you. Yep, thank you. Thank you. So whether or not I have literally no eyebrow or like just like a patchy mess of an eyebrow, this has always come through. It always gives me a good consistent like amount of pigmentation. It glides on really nicely. It tends to grip relatively well. I tend to set like the foundation where I've applied this around my brow just so like, you know, it's got something to cling to. And sometimes if I really need this to last for a long time and I have like literally no eyebrow on, I'll usually go over this with like some sort of powder, but this really does it for me, and I'm very, very close to finishing this. So once I run out, I will absolutely be getting more. I've talked about this palette many times, and I'm not only talking about it because I really want to be Hannah's friend, because she seems really fun. I genuinely think that this is my favorite eyeshadow palette. This is the Midas Cosmetics Smoky Glow palette. In case you didn't know, it's a palette. Really nice. I don't even know what to say about this. It's got like, you know, it's pinks, it's purples, it's neutrals. It's not the most unique concept in terms of, God, I'm gorgeous. I'm the most beautiful woman who's ever lived. This isn't the most unique palette I've ever seen in my life. It's also not so derivative and boring that I, you know, have it sitting around, if that makes sense. I have so many more, I guess, like neutral, wearable, everyday palettes that I use like, every now and then, but this is the one palette that I consistently reach for because I can do looks like this, which are like relatively intense. It's sort of like, I forget what you call this, a halo eye or gradient eye, I don't know. It's kind of, it's more intense. It's more like, it's a lot. And I can use this to create more soft, pretty, everyday looks. You can do so much with this palette. If I'm using other eyeshadows and I just need a consistent formula of like a rosy color or again a pink, I will go and reach for this just to grab 1 or 2 shades to finish off my look. The formula is great. It is really good for the price. It's not too expensive. The mattes are really nice. The shimmers are nice. There's literally nothing I can say about this palette negative. Negative. Up next, we have my second favorite eye product, and this is one of the Kaja, I think this is called the Bouncy Bento. This is one of those Kaja Bento eyeshadows, and this is in the shade Rosewater. It is like literally 3 eye products kind of stacked together if you've never seen it before, and these are literally so good. I bought these specifically because Hannah Smoky Glow, if you don't know, she recommended these as like, she said that these are the shimmeriest eyeshadows she's ever used, and I got them and I'm like, there's literally no way. And I kid you not, these are so shimmery. They're incredible. I have them in the center of my lid. I don't know how well it's going to translate onto my phone because I film on my phone, but literally I've never had an eyeshadow that works better than this. When I just want a little bit of light on the eyes, I will literally take either this top shade, which is kind of like a warm cream kind of a color, or I'll take this one, which is, I think it's called like ballerina or ballet pink or something, which it is. It's a very muted pink, and I'll just swipe it across the eye and I'll go. It's so pretty. I literally can't say enough about this. I'll wear it on its own. I'll wear it as a topper. I will mix it with other things, and highlight. It works nice as an inner corner highlight too. I'm really boring once again. I do like some really expensive, you know, liquid liners, pencil liners, but the one that I tend to use a lot, it's very easy for me to go out and get. And so I think I've just kind of, especially during the pandemic where I've been trying not to buy products that are like expensive unnecessarily, I just can't really justify buying an eyeliner that's over like $20 right now. If I find one that like really looks interesting to me, maybe. But when it comes to like typical black liquid liners, whether or not I buy like a Maybelline liner or a really expensive one, I don't feel that it's going to make that much of a difference when I have this product and it works amazingly. This is the Hyper Easy liquid liner. It's a brush tip liner from Maybelline. Really nice, good quality. The formula glides on. It's small enough that you can kind of like get in there like a real pen. It's a brush tip. It's not that exciting, I'll be honest. It's just a nice black eyeliner. It dries, I think, pretty matte. There might be a little shine, but it's not too bad. And it lasts a really long time, and it's very easy to work with. So when I have products like this, unless I find something that's very interesting to me that I just have to try, I'm probably not going to. When I have this and it's not expensive to get and it really works well for me, you know? So this is the Pat McGrath matte lipstick, and I think this is Polaroid pink. I always call this Paranoid pink, but it's Polaroid pink. It's a nice pink. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite. It's on my lips now. But I'm not talking about this specifically for this color. It's just, I have a few of these, and these are so good. The matte ones specifically. I've never tried like any other lipstick formula from them. They are matte. They look matte, but they are not drying. I would say like they're not exactly moisturizing either, but wearing them is not in the slightest uncomfortable. I really enjoy the feeling of it on my lips, and the pigmentation of these lipsticks is incredible. One swipe and it's on completely opaque. I don't find any settling into lines. It's incredible. And now lip gloss. In a recent video, I did say that I never used to like lip gloss, and it was true, I didn't. But ever since I started filming, I have gotten really into lip gloss because I just find it like gives my lips a little bit of shine, makes them look a little nice, a little big. This is the, I think it's called the Lust Gloss, and this is Aliangelic. It is a clear gloss base. I think it's like a little bit milky, but it's mainly just clear, and it has sort of a duochromatic shine. It's just so pretty on the lips. It gives this gorgeous like vinyl effect on the lips, and the gloss, or the the sparkle, there we go. And the sparkle looks so good. It's just shiny and beautiful and pink and perfect. So the last couple things that I'm going to talk about are not makeup, they are perfume. And I just wanted to include these because I have always been, this sounds like a Scentsy kind of girl. I don't know, I have a huge collection of random perfumes and body sprays, and I'll just like pick based on my mood what I want. I'm very that kind of person, and these are my current two favorites, and they have been for a long time. So the first one is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, and this is the very small bottle. It's not big like at all. And because of that, I am actually legitimately afraid to spray this too much because I don't want to waste it. It smells like green apples or like oranges, very citrusy and a little florally and clean and just so beautiful. It just smells so light and fresh, and I don't know, it just smells so good. And it's expensive as like, it's so expensive. And that is not in any way, shape, or form a flex. The only reason I have this is because I found at a Winners, this was on sale for like 20 bucks. And normally, I think a bottle this size was like 50. It's so expensive. And they sell like the size that I guess you would normally get would be like about 3 times the size, maybe 2.5. And this was very, very inexpensive compared to that. I am not the kind of person who's paying $100 for this. I can't do it. I love Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. And this one has been one of my favorites for years. Like, I have been using Dolce & Gabbana, I've been using Light Blue for years, throughout high school, throughout whatever. Not because I owned it, but because my mom had it growing up and she didn't love it. She didn't use it all the time. So I would just spray it on myself and go. So I have a deep-seated love and a long history with Dolce & Gabbana. So this very last product is another fragrance, and this is the Yardley, I believe this is English Rose or just like Rose Garden or something. I don't have the packaging. What is this? Yeah, no, I was right. This is the Yardley English Rose, and great product. It smells just like roses. It's very nice. I'm wearing it today, and this is not expensive at all. It does come in a glass bottle. Glass. I sound like Snarky Marky. Martina. It feels luxurious, and I believe that this bottle was $20. I don't know if you can get them everywhere, but they are currently available in Canada at Shoppers Drug Mart, in like that, like, you know, fragrance and like body spray section. They do have a body spray of this, but I prefer perfumes. I just find them more concentrated and they tend to last a little longer. And this smells so good. It smells just like a nice fresh garden, like an English rose or whatever. So I grew up in the Catholic Church, and I'm not entirely sure why my brain is wired this way, but every time I smell roses, it reminds me of like Jesus. I have no idea why. I'm like, I smell roses and I'm like, God, is that you? You know, it's very that, and I don't know why. I don't know. I've been using this all the time, and I have this rose candle that I burn sometimes that also really reminds me of church. I don't know. But regardless, I love roses, and I do use this a lot, and I wish I knew why, but I don't. Just, if I could drink this, I would. I mean, I guess I could. Like, no one can stop me. It's so weird being an adult because, like, no one can stop you. You know, if I want to drink if I want to drink bleach, no one can stop me. And, like, even if they could, who's gonna? Well, some people hopefully would. That's how you know who your real ones are. So that's going to do it for me today. Those were all of my favorite, like, go-to ride or die everyday makeup products. Obviously, I don't use all of them every day. I am constantly trying out new makeup products, doing different looks that obviously I can't do with those products. but those are the ones that I tend to go to the most often, and they just give me the most consistent, nice looks and like the quality I find to be the most consistent. So that's gonna do it for me. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I make new videos every Friday and currently Sunday while Drag Race is airing, but usually it's just Fridays and like randomly sprinkled out throughout the week. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye!